What is up, everybody? Today I'm finally getting to my advanced Steve tech guide. I'm going to be going over all the important Steve tech. None of this was discovered by me. Maybe some of the combo routes that I do were, but for the most part this is all discovered by other people, and I will link their original videos down below. But I do want to talk about why Steve is the most intricate character in the game, period. There are a lot of people that say like, oh, he's creative mode, and they're not lying. So in this video, I'll be going over all of the tech that Steve has that is really useful. I'm sure there's more niche tech. There's a bunch of those like weird TNT setup with the blocks and the anvil that I'm not gonna go over because those are really niche, but these are all things you can actively use in every single game that you play while using Steve. Also, again, I will be using the training mode mod, as you can see from like the opponent is DIing and like mashing air dodge. We'll link that down below as well, because if you want to get a modded switch and do that type of stuff, it's great for helping you learn how to do things, especially with a combo heavy character like Steve. So the first tech that I want to go over, because it's the way less intricate one to go over, is his PBR, or Phantom Block Reverse. So when Steve is building blocks, he can turn around as he builds blocks. Not be reverse, just like the turnaround. A lot of characters can turn around their neutral specials. Pikachu does it. Like basically every character in the game does it. There's a couple that don't, but for the most part you can always turn around your specials. However, when you are thinking about Steve, his block comes out on frame 6. This is the first frame, second frame, third, fourth, fifth. Oh, it comes out frame 5. I lied. I thought it was frame 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I maybe miscounted it. Maybe it is frame 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, so it's frame 6. I'm tripping. It's frame 6. So you can turn around and you still have those 6 frames where you basically are turned around. So left for 1, B. He turns around and he's turned around and he has the block in his hand. But you can cancel this block placement with an aerial. So now I did a turnaround nair. You can see the block appear in my hand for a little bit, and then I get a nair. You can do this with all of your aerials. Oh, I should probably use my fucking input thing. For the rest of the video, I will have this input thing. Just for the record, if you ever see me jump and use the C-stick, I claw when I do things a lot of the times in this game, with like holding my controller like this for a little bit so I can hit both. So just for clarity, that's what's happening. So for PBR, basically, you can turn around and do an aerial, whether it's turn around back air, or turn around forward air, or turn around up air. They all have their different uses. I would say turn around up air is probably the least useful, because honestly you can just kind of place a block and then turn around a lot of the times in like combos and stuff. But turn around fairs and stuff like that are very, very useful. So let's look at some combos as to why they're useful. So ordinarily, if you're going to hit someone out of shield, you're either going to do sword bear into up air, which granted that can get combos and we'll get into those later, or you do sword bear bear, right? But with PBR you can actually do sword bear turnaround fair and get the spike, which make things a lot more interesting. It's also applicable in neutral, and I'll go over that next, but PBR fair is really good in combos, for example. So that basically unlocks new combos, which is really interesting. It's also very good off stage because you can place a block and then down smash and cover this. And if your opponent goes towards the center, a lot of the times you'd have to do, like back air, but you can actually just turn around fair or turn around nair and get spikes essentially, which is super crazy. Like that's actually insane. That's the way I'm trying to use it more often. And of course you can just use it in neutral, because forward air and back air are very different timings. So if you're landing on someone and they're expecting a fair timing, they might try to parry or drop shield early, whereas this, like the PBR bear, damn it, is a different timing. It's also stronger, especially if you have something like Diamond. Like, give me a sec. Diamond fair won't kill at 75, but Diamond back air absolutely will. So you can get some mix-ups, and it's the reason I like this tech so much is it's so unique. There's a couple characters that can do like special cancels in the air that can like kind of do it. Like I think Pac-Man can do like fruit, and because he can cancel his fruit charge with special moves, he can actually do like turnaround special things, which is really, really cool. But Steve's is a lot more free-flowing, and you can also do it in some combos, but I'm not, like, if you have like an up tilt and they're on the wrong side, you can actually just kind of turn around. This isn't really how I use it, but basically you can turn around and get like a back air at the end of a combo, like the end of like a normal like just super high string combo. I'm not particularly good at that, but DD uses it a lot. DD, the Steve from Georgia. So yeah, PBR is crazy cool. I also have X to special. If you want to know like what my controls are, I have a video for that on my channel. I'll put it in the description or in the card up above, actually. But yeah, so PBR is really, really cool. It's very interesting. It is one of those hard to use techs, but it's definitely something worth learning. And once you have it in your brain and you can constantly just understand that you can just turn around with like pressure, like, oh, you're gonna try to pressure someone, lol, psych, it's a fair. Like, it's not a back air. Or, oh, you ran off, fair. Like, that's ridiculous. That is so good. Like, that is unbelievably good. So I think it's a really cool and honestly really important tech at top level for Steve. A really, really important one I'm going to go over last because it's going to be the most in-depth and it's going to be over half the video probably. So the next one I want to go over is Steve's repeater combo. If you are at the edge of a block as it breaks, you can actually place a block right next to it. So basically you can place a block if you're at the edge of a block after this one breaks, which is really interesting. It's good for pressure, but also there's a combo with it that's called the repeater combo. And basically, you can link drag down up smashes into up tilts, which I'm not good at it. The trick to this one, which I'm trying to do, is you have to hold special for longer than you think. Similar to like PBR, if you let go of special too early, it'll just cancel the block with the up tilt, or with the up air. So there are combos that you can do with this to make like your combos kill when like they ordinarily wouldn't, but they're pretty niche, but this is pretty important. There's also technically an infinite with this, if you do it like frame perfect, like that, and then just, I guess you can probably delay the up smash like a perfect amount, and then or mind the block. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I've seen there's an infinite, but it's generally not going to be super useful. But the repeater combo definitely is. There's definitely combos that like won't kill certain times, so you have to add like the little bit of extra damage, and it does help kill, definitely. But like you can still get good damage, right? Like this is very good damage. The CPU is set to air dodge, so all of that was true, right? Even if it doesn't say so on the combo counter. The one caveat to the repeaters is it only works with dirt, because if you don't have dirt, the blocks last longer, so you actually just can't do it. Like, I'm going to do the same exact timing as I did before, and this is not going to work, because the up smash is actually going to just complete. Which is useful for combos later, but it doesn't work with anything other than dirt or, I guess, wool, because those are equivalent. That's one of the reasons it can be good, too, is to, like, use some dirt in a combo, because you want, at the end of the combo, to have not dirt, so that you can get up tilt, up smash on the platforms. So this can definitely help your combos with all the other stuff that I'm going to mention. Because basically you can just like get a little bit more damage with like extra up tilts to allow it to kill. But the biggest problem with the repeater combo is your up smash is going to mostly be what ends your like kill combos. And doing the repeater stuff stales your up smash. So it won't kill as much. And just as another caveat, you have to be at the very edge of a block. But something that's useful is, if you're facing backwards, you can't actually walk off a block. So you can always just basically up tilt and then walk to the back of it, which is how the setup, which is why I'm doing that. And then sometimes if you're facing forward, it's a little harder to do it. But that's basically the caveats to the repeater combo. Again, this is pretty new. It was discovered SmashCon weekend, so it's only like a 3-week-old tech. I'm sure there are really useful applications for it, but it's just less useful than the next tech and the most in-depth tech of Steve by far, and that is his ability to no impact land with block placements. So no impact land isn't unique to Steve at all. It is a very universal thing where like basically if you just land at certain heights on platforms, you don't have like hard landing lag. You actually can just do things immediately. So instead of doing your normal like 2 or 4 frames landing lag, you can just immediately do things. Normally landing lag is 2 or 4 frames, whether it's soft or hard landing, but if you have a no impact land, it's basically like you kind of just teleported onto the platform with no lag, which is really, really useful. Also, of course, Steve in general can like place blocks below him, so this is not a no impact land, I'm just landing on the block, as opposed to this, where you can kind of just see, I basically like teleport onto the block. Just for the purposes of the combo routes that I was talking about, I'm going to be referring to them as 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, and 4 block NILs, mostly just by the block name, but just know I'm always referencing a no impact land. So the easiest one, and probably the most common one, is the 1 block and 4 block, because those people were doing by accident. Like the very early Steve combos, like, were basically 4 block NILs, because it's just, it happens to be the perfect height, like your jump and double jump immediately puts you onto the 4th block of the grid. And then if you can basically just time like short hop blocks, and you get 1 block NILs, which is very, very useful. 2 and 3 block are the most tricky NILs, because you have to have like very specific timings, where I'm double jumping with the Y button, and then you have to like hold special for a certain amount of time, and you basically get this block. I think each no impact land, other than the 1 block, is a 2-frame window, so it's not easy. It requires a lot of practice. I'm actually honestly surprised I'm getting it this consistently right now. This is abnormal. Like, trust me, I don't normally get it this consistently, and I practice this a lot. So basically, it can allow Steve to do a bunch of things in neutral as well. Like, let's say someone's on a battlefield platform. Actually, hold on, let me just go to battlefield. So basically, you can just harass people on platforms with NIL stuff. Also, if the opponent is on side platform, give me a sec. Which is kind of nice. That's kind of crazy. So like technically you can like pressure platforms with certain block combinations. This is like technically a 1 block NIL, so it's less. But like, let's say, hold on, I'm just gonna have Mario shield. Because the block breaks under you with the NIL, you can actually just pressure shields kind of a lot, honestly. The opponent has to be very, very ready to kind of just deal with this. Like, they can't really mess with you down here either, because like, you're still technically low enough to the point where, like, I mean, I guess Mario could maybe up B, but like, that's a lot of shield pressure for no goddamn reason. But the most useful thing for no impact lands is Steve's combo game. It makes Steve's combo game what it is. As I already mentioned, you can get the very, very basic combo, which is called the Spawn Tower, which is just a couple up tilts, and then you just block up after you get the 4 block NIL, and then you do some 1 block NILs. And then you get this. That is the very basic Steve B&B for 75%, which is ridiculous. You don't even need to do the fancy stuff. That just does a ton. Well, actually, it's not 75. It's more like 64. I forgot. Scale moves were off. So it's easier than it looks, because they're going to be flying less far, but it doesn't do quite as much damage. Oh no, only 68. You can actually PBR bear at the end of this just to like put the two together. There we go. So technically it does a little more damage, but honestly, unless you have Diamond or like a higher tool and they're DIing in, then it's not really super useful, but it's still interesting, right? It's something you can just do. It's kind of just like a application of all the different techs. But the main no impact lands that I want to focus on for the combos are 2 and 3 block NILs. I kind of went over this a little bit in my other videos. That Steve's combo game is crazy because like up tilt is just broken, and I said that in the Steve guide. But basically, you can confirm at a lot of percents to get kills for Steve for no reason. First off, I guess I'll go over a 2 block NIL, which again, it's just like a jump, double jump block at a particular timing. I don't really know how to describe the timing. You just have to like watch people do it and then try to emulate it. It's one of the, if you have like L to jump, I'm sure it helps. I've never practiced it like that. So the no impact land is basically just a timing you have to practice over and over and over and over and over again. Remember, it has to be a full hop, and it's just something that you literally just have to spend hours and hours grinding. So the combos that come from this are ridiculous. Let's just do a very basic one. I'm not showing DI. I'll show DI in a little bit that you can still follow stuff. Yeah, this is just a basic kill confirm. Because it lets you essentially ladder your opponents all the way up and kill them. Over and over again. And you just practice this for a long time. I'm messing it up because I'm doing them definitely in too quick of succession. But yeah. So that's the power of 2 block no impact lands, and of course that can start at many different percents, because once you combine 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, things get kind of insane in terms of how in-depth the combos can be. Like, I'm gonna do what? It's probably gonna be 2-1-2-1 in this case. I like 2-2-1-1. And you can just tell like where Mario is in terms of like what you want to do, or you can do like 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. And you can just like, you start learning based on the heights of the characters what is useful, which is why one of the things that's incredibly useful is 3-block NIL. So the reason 3-block NIL is very useful now is because the discovery of the fact that you can just jab up tilt floaty characters, which basically means that at lower percents you can kind of just do this. And that's a combo, right? Even says on the combo counter. Which basically starts your upwards combos, which with NILs become ridiculous. The way to do the 3-block NIL is there's like a specific jump timing to get them, and I'm honestly not good at it unless I'm getting the hit on a character. The route is essentially, if you hit someone with an up tilt, you like jump and up tilt at the same time, or jump and up air I guess at the same time. And you just like, then double jump and do a block really quickly, and you get this 3-block NIL. There we go. So you land right up there. So basically, you can hit an up tilt and get a no impact land because you jumped. Which again, allows for many different kills. And because of jab up tilt, it essentially just opens out the combo routes a lot, because sometimes like getting the first block is kind of awkward, and it's probably the tightest timing of all of them. So it can be difficult. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but it's difficult. Whereas for some reason I find this much easier. I'm pretty sure I'm insane, and I don't think that's a universal fact, but it's what I find to be easier and more consistent. Don't know why, but I do. But yeah, it just essentially makes Steve's combo routes really crazy, because again, there's many ways to 0 to death, and I'm just going to show a couple with, I'll put the NIL, like what blocks I'm doing on the screen, just because I don't want to think about them or say them while I'm doing it. There we go. Finally, Jesus. There we go. That one was so cool. I've never done that one before. So, yeah, basically, when you learn 3-block NILs and where the block grid is, you can essentially just start no impact landing just like a ton. But I guess the caveat to having to do no impact lands is you have to be doing it from above. If you ever try to get a block below you and no impact land, I don't think you ever can. I think there's always lag, no matter what. One thing that I do want to mention is when your blocks are off stage, they for some reason don't let you up smash, so you have to do different combo routes like this. Oh, you can get forward smash. That's hilarious. And this is, of course, all with wood. The combos do change a little bit with stone and iron and all those things, but basically, as long as you can understand how far your moves are going to send, you can just do the no impact lands that are appropriate. Diamond has a really simple one, like a really, really simple one. Like, if you're at the ledge, that just kills. But also, there's a ton of combos that I'm not even technical enough to do, because with the 3-block NIL, you can basically just combine everything that I've done, and I'm going to try to do it here. You can 3-block NIL, and then once you no impact land, you can do a sword bear into PBR fair and continue the combo, which I'm very bad at. Yofi is amazing at it. Yes! It's not going to kill, but it's cool. I tried to get this for like 10 minutes. I'm not going to get it. I'm just going to link a Yofi video and just show it. And for those that are worried about DI, I'm going to really quickly show DI. All you have to do, instead of just going straight up, you basically just, as you jump, move whatever direction you think they're DIing. It's pretty hard to do strictly on reaction, but it is definitely possible because you can kind of assume where your opponent's DIing based on how they're DIing like the first one, and most people just kind of hold the same direction. There we go. Same thing with DI, the opposite direction. So you can always just cover it. You can always do anything when it comes to DI. The reason that NILs are also so important is because up air is much more DI-able than up tilt. Like, they're both DIing to the left. You see, like, Mario barely goes above me, but with this up air, he goes, like, entirely over there. And yeah, there are ways to get around this because Steve's up tilt is just generally weird. Like, let's do, like, slightly lower percent. I actually did this earlier by accident. You can definitely still confirm off of it because up tilt basically just is really, really finicky with what side you're DIing on. So you can do that, which is nice. And with that, you can actually combine that with the sword fair stuff that I showed earlier. So you can actually do things like this. That's kind of ridiculous. These combos do change a little bit throughout fall speed, or they're just like kind of useless on certain fall speeds. Like, let's go with Fox. If you get a down throw at Fox at 0, there's no reason to go for any fancy like drag down and then go up type stuff, because you can just kind of do this. Like, there's always that. But at the same time, at higher percents, you still do get the same combos, like the, like this. Like, that's pretty universal. Just, you gotta, you know, on lighter characters versus heavier characters, it's just, a little different in terms of, like, where they're just gonna be from the combo. So yeah, no impact lands are pretty paramount to Steve's combo game. I guess the last thing I'll talk about is mind block cancels. So basically, if you place a block, it lasts a while even if you're on top of it, right? But you can mine these blocks and make them go away, right? So if you just mine for just a little bit, you can actually do things and then immediately fall off the block, basically. Oh! I just want to get it for posterity. Yes! Oh, that was new while labbing. But anyway, the point of me showing this wasn't actually to get that combo. It was actually to show the safety of some of this crap on shield. Because you basically just get moves for free. So I'm going to be having them do infinite shield, frame advantage. So basically, it'll show you how safe... Oh no, I gotta get rid of the mashing. It'll show you how safe everything is. It's plus 19. So yeah, the moves become just really safe on shield, and they're basically non-committal. Like, down tilt is a great combo starter, but of course the biggest issue is down tilt is really, really laggy. So if you do things like mind block, cancel, down tilt, kind of ridiculous. You know, just because it's just a really low commitment, really safe combo tool that's still very good, you know? And so, like, not only do you have to worry about all the Steve normal pressure with, like, forward air and back air and all that type of stuff, which are still relatively safe moves, but now you have to worry about just people just blocking, so you can't just shield safely versus Steve, which means that you have to swing against Steve or, like, move around him, and that's really scary because then he just dash backs and forward smashes at you. So there's so much to Steve. There's so much more that I didn't even talk about. Things that are being discovered, uses of things that are being discovered. Of course, like everything that I can show basically lands into a combo. But yeah, Steve is ridiculous. His tech is crazy. So between PBR, NILs, the repeater combos, and then mind block cancel, like this character is ridiculous. He literally is creative mode. And that's going to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media, Panda and partner stuff is down below. Let me know what else you want me to cover. I will gladly do so. And yeah, I'll see you all next time.
Pikachu, busted.